My name is Hannah. That wasn't the name they gave me when I was born. They called me girl until I was about 7, then yellow because of the way the sun caught my skin. Later, when I started bleeding monthly and my breasts came in, the mistress decided I looked fancy enough and changed it to Hannah, after some white woman in a novel she liked. She said it sounded civilized. I never liked how it sat in my mouth. But it was better than being called wench or that one or nothing at all. I was 21 the summer Master Tate decided I was ready to be useful in a different way. He had 3 sons between 18 and 24. All of them had already been taught that certain kinds of wanting didn't need permission. The oldest one, James, was the worst because he thought cruelty made him look like a man. The youngest, Caleb, was quieter. He never spoke while he did it, just breathed hard through his nose like he was ashamed and angry at the same time. The middle one, Thomas, liked to talk. He liked to explain why it wasn't wrong. He said God made some people to serve and some to be served. He said I should be grateful I wasn't in the fields. I wasn't grateful. But I learned how to make my face blank. How to let my eyes go far away. How to breathe only through my mouth so I wouldn't smell their breath or the pomade in their hair or the sour sweat between their legs. I learned to count the boards in the ceiling of the weaving room where they usually took me. There were 27 full boards and 1 split one. I counted them every time. One night in late August, air so thick you could chew it, James came for me after supper. He didn't knock. Just pushed the door open with his shoulder like it belonged to him, which, according to the law, it did. He was already drunk. Whiskey on his tongue when he pushed his mouth against mine. I kept my teeth closed. He laughed like that was funny. He shoved me face down over the side of the low cot. My hands automatically went flat on the mattress like they'd been trained. I stared at the place where the ticking had worn through and little feathers stuck out. I counted them instead of the boards that night. 18 feathers I could see clearly. Probably more underneath. When he finished, he slapped my hip like I was a horse that had done a good job pulling a cart. Then he left without a word. I stayed bent over the cot for a long time after he was gone. Not because I couldn't move. Because moving meant admitting it had happened again. If I stayed still, maybe time would go backward. Maybe the air would forget to carry the smell of him. Later, maybe an hour, maybe 2, Caleb came. He never came right after James. Always waited until the house got quiet again. He stood in the doorway a long time before he stepped inside. I didn't turn around. I already knew his silhouette. He didn't speak at first. Just closed the door very softly. Then he walked over and stood behind me. I felt him looking at the red handprint James had left on my skin. Caleb touched it once, very light, with just his fingertips. Not rough. Not grabbing. Just touching. I flinched anyway. He whispered, "I'm sorry." I didn't answer. What do you say to sorry when sorry doesn't change anything? He didn't push me down again. Instead, he sat on the edge of the cot. Pulled me up so I was sitting beside him. My dress was still bunched around my waist. I didn't fix it. What was the point? He took my hand, the left one, and turned it palm up. There was a small burn scar there from when I was 12 and spilled lye water on myself while making soap. He traced the scar with his thumb. Then he said the strangest thing. "I wish I knew your real name." I looked at him for the first time that night. His eyes were wet. Not crying exactly. Just full. I said, "They took it when they took my mother across the water." I don't remember it anymore. He nodded like he understood something I hadn't even finished saying. Then he said, "If you ever run, I won't tell." I stared at him. He kept looking at my hand. "I'll leave the smokehouse door unbarred on the 3rd Thursday of September. There's a gap in the hedge behind the curing barn. Nobody watches it after midnight." I didn't speak. He stood up. Before he left, he bent down and kissed the burned scar on my palm, soft, like it was something holy. Then he was gone. I sat there until the rooster crowed. 3 weeks later, third Thursday in September, I waited until the house was dark. I didn't take anything. No bundle. No shoes. Just the thin dress on my back and the feeling in my chest like something was trying to claw its way out. The smokehouse door was open. The gap in the hedge was there. I crawled through thorns. Blood ran down my arms and legs. I didn't care. I ran barefoot through the cotton until the plants turned to pine. Then I ran through pine until the ground got wet and the air smelled like river. I never saw Caleb again. I don't know if he got found out. I don't know if he married some pale girl with ringlets and pretended the whole thing never happened. I don't know if he carried that night in his body the way I carried every night. But sometimes, when I'm very still, I can still feel the exact place on my left palm where his lips touched the scar. And I wonder if maybe that was the only real thing anyone ever gave me in that place. Not freedom. Not safety. Just one moment where I wasn't only a body to be used. One moment where someone saw a person instead of property.
If you like my story, so comment below and suggest me a better idea for making next video. Thank you. Subscribe my channel for next topics.